Good morning and welcome to the very first edition of the Fibre Factory UK podcast. My name is Leanne. I am your host, and this is very scary. I watch a huge amount of podcasts. I have some ones that I have to watch. No excuses, they have to be watched. Some that I dip in and out of, and I'm always looking for new ones. I find them such a lovely way to see what's going on in other people's nittily worlds. My favourites, my absolute favourite is Sheepish with the wonderful Holly. Love Holly to pieces. She hasn't podcast for a while. Life gets in the way of these things, and that's allowed, that's good. But I do miss her. She is funny, she's a beautiful knitter, and just an all-round lovely person. One of those people that I'd like to meet. I'd like to have one of those sort of proper conversations with. Some of the other podcasts that I love to watch is Isabel from Fluffy Fibres. She is just so lovely. She has such a beautiful accent. It's a French podcast in English. Her accent is just so beautiful, and she's such an elegant lady. Absolutely love Isabel. I have just completed one of Isabel's patterns. She has designed a couple of patterns now, I think, and I've just completed her second pattern, which is the Bonbon Shawl, which is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Absolutely lovely, and I will show you that later on. Kristen of Yarngasm podcast, also the dyer behind Woollen Vine Yarns, beautiful, again, just such a lovely girl, lovely character. Homespun House with Molly. You can't not love Molly. She's beautiful and witty and just has makes the most beautiful project bags, and is also dyeing yarn. Have a look. I will put links to all of the podcasts that I've mentioned below in the links, so please go and check them out because they are well worth watching, well worth visiting. So with those people, kind of inspired me to maybe take the plunge and do a podcast of my own. It's not jumping on the bandwagon so much as maybe we're all from different places and we're all at different places in our making, and I always think it's good to have a broader or a broad viewing base to see. So I shall get on with it. I have written down some show notes. There are some things that I'm wanting to make. There are some things that I have made. There's a couple of yarns I'd like to talk about as well, which there appears to be a huge amount of yarn snobbery. I can understand some of it. Some of it, no, not so much. I have a couple of projects in mind that I know are going to take a lot of yarn. Not necessarily a lot of time, but definitely a lot of yarn. Now, the question I've asked myself is, do I want to invest £20 a skein on a garment that I may not like? It may not be what I expect it to be. So, for the UK people, most of us now have an Aldi nearby. I purchased some yarn from Aldi. It's 100% acrylic. It's nothing flash. It's a ball of 100% acrylic yarn. have them here. This is the Aran. It's a nice sort of smoky grey blue, sort of an Air Forcey blue maybe. 400 grams, and I believe, bear with me, and I'll just have another ball here. Yeah, for £4.49. So £4.49. Excuse the crinkling. £4.49. Aldi's. It is Aran yarn, knits to any Aran pattern, and it's a Kirkton House yarn, and 100% acrylic. If you can see that. There we go. So I bought some of this. I decided I was going to knit my grandson a jumper from a magazine. I started it. I got the back done. I hated it. I pulled it out and decided to go for a good old staple pattern that if you haven't got this pattern, you really need to get this pattern. It's free, it's on Ravelry, and it is the Flax pattern by Tin Can Knits. It is this sweater here. Nothing flash, nothing, but it's lovely. It's a good bog standard, keeps you warm, keeps you snuggly, looks great pullover. So I've started this for my grandson, and do you know what? The yarn knits up really nicely. It's soft. It has it has a nice definition. It's not fantastic. It's not 100% wool. It's not merino. It's not a lot of things. But what it is a good, solid, basic yarn to knit a good, solid, basic pullover. And sometimes that's just all we need to knit. I'm knitting this on my Knit Pro circulars. I have my gorgeous little bicycle stitch marker from Fondant Fibre, Debs at Fondant Fibre, and I have a little spinning wheel. What else do I have on here? Spinning wheel. I have a skein of yarn. If I can stop my needles from bouncing about. Little skein of yarn. And a little ribbon. They'll all be coming out soon because I'm now going to start to decrease. These are it's knit from the top down. You have the garter ridge that goes along the sleeves. So these are going to be bound off shortly and put on scrap yarn. That is currently sitting in my gorgeous pussycat bag from, again, Debs at Fondant Fibre. Absolutely love this bag. So that's where that is. So the yarn, as I say, it's a bog standard, but I'm impressed. Now the reason, as I was saying before about I have a pattern in mind that I want to knit, but really didn't want to invest in top quality yarn for this project until I knew how it knit up. And it is, as I read it off my notes, it is the Loppy Vest, Lopi Vest, Again, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I'm going to absolutely kill this name. It's by Verdis Jonsdottir. Look it up on Ravelry. It's the Loppy Vest. I will put a link below. And it's really sweet. It has colour work across the top, and just a plain body. My concern was how size wise it was going to work out, and also if I was going to like it. Some of these things you see in the picture and you think, oh, love that looks beautiful, that looks amazing. You put it on, not so good. So I didn't want to make this massive investment, so I went for the oldie Aran in a taupey browny colour, some good old traditional cream, and I will probably use the rest of the blue that I'm using for William's flax sweater, and we'll see how it goes. If it is the wonderful masterpiece that I'm hoping it will be, I will then, I think, set out to use some proper nice wool because it should be really snuggly. It's the sort of vest that you can wear with like a long sleeve t-shirt. It's just really pretty. It's almost like a shawl type construction across the top. And then just a plain body. It's really, really pretty. I'm not doing it any justice whatsoever. Take a look at it. It's the Loppy Vest free pattern on Ravelry. So that's what I'm hoping to cast on very, very soon. The other thing I bought from Aldi, as it was there, and it was super pretty, I might get all of this out actually, was this. Now that is a really lovely colour. It's a jadey sort of teal, and it sparkles. Now this comes in a bag of 4 balls. I will get used to which way I need to go. 4 balls, £3.49 for the 4 balls. Now I have got this to knit my granddaughter a cardigan, because I just think that she will love those sparkles. They had hundreds of colours in this. Some not so nice, some really pretty. They also do, this is a double knit, and they also do, these are 50-gram balls. They also do 100-gram balls, and they are what I would call in the baby colours: white, pale pink, pale blue, I think there's a green, and possibly peach. Again, it's not that, it's soft enough. Sparkles are pretty. We'll see how it knits up. It's, yeah, I just love the colour. I thought the colour was absolutely gorgeous, and it sparkles, and you can't not have something that sparkles. So that is the yarn from Aldi. Really good value. They've also got some knitting kits in as well, which are quite sweet. There's some little pillows. I noticed there was a sheep. They have a little kit to knit a hat. All sorts of different bits. Really nice sort of little gifts to get somebody started on a knitting project. So well worth a look. I'm impressed with the way the Aran's knitting up at the moment. As I say, no, it's not wool. It is acrylic, but it's nice. It's nice, and it's knitting up well. On to what else I have on the needles. I purchased a skein of yarn off a friend of mine who is, let me grab her card, this Tailor Made Yarns. Okay. And I fell in love with a skein of yarn that she had just before she went off to vend at Fibre East. I was hoping to go. Unfortunately, things happened and I couldn't get there. So with the beautiful yarn I got, well, let me show you it on the board. It's just scuttled off across my desk. Excuse me for leaning. It's this. Again, it has sparkles and it has so many colours. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I knit myself a pair of socks, which I'm wearing. You don't really want to see them, they're on my feet. And I had enough yarn left that I'm now knitting my granddaughter a pair. What always intrigues me is the way you see different sizes and it gives you a different effect. So we're definitely getting some little stripes going on that then change and then go back and then change. So these are quite sweet, but I have had the ultimate disaster in my world. I knit on DPNs. I have broken not one but 2 DPNs. I just pulled these out of my bag. I've obviously sat on it, and yeah, so I need to hunt out some more DPNs. So a bit cross with myself for doing that. They are again Knit Pro, Rosewood DPNs. Really like them, but I've broken them. I'm not happy. So that's those that are on the needles. That's pretty much it until I cast on my loppy vest. Finished object wise, I spoke about Isabel earlier from the Fluffy Fibres podcast. Mentioned her beautiful pattern, the bonbon shawl. This is the bonbon shawl. I love it. Now I knit this with hand spun. The colour is really washing out really badly. This is a chocolate brown and ginger and silk. It's merino, alpaca and silk. You can see various places the slubs of silk, which I love. Absolutely beautiful pattern. So it is a paid for pattern. Well worth it because it's not expensive at all, and it really is a lovely shawl, and it's an absolutely delight to wear. So well done, Isabel, on creating a beautiful pattern, or yet another beautiful pattern. I got mail literally 10 minutes before I started podcasting, and I've just dropped it on the floor. So I ordered from Debs at Fondant Fibre. Let me find it. Let me do that. There you go, Fondant Fibre. FondantFibre.com. There you go. I got some stitch markers, and they are just the most adorable, and everybody needs to go and buy some. Little rainbow, and then little rainbow bead, another little rainbow bead, and then I love these. There's the tiny little rings with a bead on. I love those, and there are 5 of those. Love them. Thank you very much for those. I love them. And in my little parcel, I also am just popping these back in the little bag. And they came in this lovely little drawstring bag. So as well as that, some knitter's soap. So I'm going to open it up. Oh, if only you could sniff. So this is knitter's soap. Look at that. And it smells amazing. And this is in her mahogany. So go get some. Right. We've done what's on my needles, which isn't an awful lot. Up and coming projects is the loopy vest. I also have, I do kind of have it on the needles, but this is yet another sock with a ton of fibre stuck to it. Now this is the beginnings of the Dumbledore Christmas stocking sock. Not sure about it yet. It may well be pulled out and it may well just turn into yet another vanilla sock, but this is for my husband, so he would probably be better off with just plain old vanilla socks. This is being knit in this, which is, is the Fable long print, Drops Fable, colour 604. Really nice. I've knit socks with this before, with this particular yarn. Really nice, really soft, actually wears well as also, which is really good, especially my husband's feet. So they're on the needles, but about to come off the needles and then go back on the needles. So that's those. I've also got 2 skeins of Drops Delight, 75% wool, 25% polyamide. It's a single, see if I can show you that. So it's a single ply. It is really soft. Now I bought this to do socks for my youngest daughter, but I'm not convinced that this is going to hold up really well as socks. Now with a different colourway of this is colourway 13. Really nice russets, reds, greys, blacks, tans. Really nice autumnal colourway. I knit in a different colourway the Crest of the Wave shawl. I absolutely love this pattern. It is just a dream. Free pattern on Ravelry. I will insert a picture in so that you can see what the finished item looked like. I loved it. Gave it to my mum, who is the most fantastic knitter, and she loved it. So that was massive for me, that she actually loved it and that she actually wore it as well. That was huge. Loved that. So I'm tempted to knit another Crest of the Wave shawl with this, purely because it turned out so pretty and so wearable, and it was really soft. It's a really nice yarn, but I'm just not convinced it would be strong enough for socks, so I think that's what I'm going to do with that. That's it for the needles, really. There's not much going on, I'll crack on with Williams. I'm yet to find a pattern for my granddaughter's cardigan that I really like, so that could also end up being another flax, purely because I just want them to have something snuggly to wear very soon, because the weather is really changing. It's looking out of the window, it's a bit grey, it's a bit cloudy, it's very damp. It's yeah, not a day for the garden, unfortunately. The colours though are amazing. We have some beautiful scenery around here in Suffolk, and the trees really are quite stunning right now, so there's always an upside. I have a shop on Etsy where I sell drop spindles, handmade drop spindles. I sell hand spun yarns, I sell hand dyed yarns, fibre, project bags, and so on and so forth. I have done, last week I did a small yarn shop update, and this week I will hopefully have the opportunity to do the spindle update that I have. So I thought I would just go through those with you. I have on my sock base, and the colours are really washing out, which is a real shame. This is Ballet Slipper, and it's pinks and mauves and sparkles, and I love it. Lovely and soft. And I also do the same yarn on a double knit merino. Take off my hair. So that's Ballet Slipper. There is Canopy, which is this green with yellows and teals and glitz in it, and again also on the double knit as well. Really nice colour, I like that. I actually got some here that's caked up because I wanted to knit a swatch with it, and here it is, and I love it. It's actually even better than I thought it would be. Unfortunately the colour's really getting washed out by the light. See if I can, it's so subtle and in its change, but it's, you see it on the back there, but as you can see it is a variegated yarn. I love variegated yarns. I love those little pops that you get with a variegated yarn. So this is Canopy. I also have Pumpkin Pie. Now, this one's slightly open too. Pumpkin Pie. It's really getting washed out. It's such a shame. It's orange and gold and browns and greys, and it's lovely. Again on the double knit and on the sparkle sock base. And finally in the yarn updates is Pathway. Here it is in the sparkle sock base. It's taupes and blues and lemons and mauve, and it's really pretty. And of course it has focus, sparkles, and again I have it in the double knit. So you can block out some of the light, but it's a really pretty colourway. And all those can be found on my Etsy shop, which is the Fibre Factory UK on Etsy. Thank you very much. And the spindles, I have some new spindles. I'll only show you a couple because let me grab a couple. Drop spindles, top wall drop spindle, hand turned. There's just over an 8-inch shaft. You have your hook, you have a double notch, and of course you have your beautiful sparkles. So there's that one, and there's a slightly different colourway. So these and the other spindles will be coming up in an update very, very soon. So the next thing would be the fact that my daughter has tasked me to do the obligatory Halloween costume this year. This Halloween costume entails 5 meters of delightful to look at red crushed velvet. It looks beautiful. It is a pig to sew. I have enjoyed no part of it in any way, shape or form. So far I've got the actual cape itself done. I've got to attach the neck facing and then a hood and the little frog that does it all up, and that will be done. I never again ever want to sew with crushed velvet unless somebody has a really, really, really good tutorial or suggestions on how to sew it, because this stuff is not pleasant to me. So that will be continuing this afternoon, and it needs to get finished tonight so that she can put the rest of her costume together. At this point I have no idea what it is exactly that she's planning on dressing as, but I will give you some photographs in episode 2, which means there will have to be another one. That's a scary thought. That's it. That's my crafting for this week. Thank you for sticking with me this long. I do appreciate it. It's been very nerve-wracking, but quite exciting and a little bit strange. But if it's liked, episode 2 will come along. So thank you very much. You can of course find me on Facebook as the Fibre Factory UK, on Etsy as the Fibre Factory UK. I did the odd Periscope as well, again the Fibre Factory UK. Thank you all so much for taking some time out to listen to me waffle about stuff. I appreciate it. Have a lovely day. Take care if you're out for Halloween.